Booty Call family. What is up, guys? Sona here. We're gonna be mixing some vocals today. A lot of y'all don't know how to mix vocals on FL stock. Been there. Just stock plugins today. We got Prince rapping. Shout out homie Prince. We're mixing today only stock FL plugins for y'all broke boys. Let's get into it.
On my line, trying to see what I can clap. Trying to be inside shorty like Jeezy was in the trap. Doing flips and crazy shit like initiation to a frat. First YT blind.
We're here right now. We're gonna talk about some mixing today. We're just using stock FL plugins, so nothing fancy. This track, I already went through it and mixed it, so I'm just gonna turn everything off. And then we'll go through an ad-lib and a main vocal. Couple things stand out. It's a little quiet, so we got a compressor. I mess with the ratio, the threshold, and the gain. Brings up the quiet stuff, loud stuff brings it down. You really want every part of your mix dynamically to be similar. If there's not a lot of ups and downs going on, you'd want to adjust the compressor differently. But no, just make sure you squish it. Make sure everything's kind of squished and tightly knit. Hits at a good level. The next thing we'll throw on is an EQ. EQ and compression are the two most important things, I'd say. Two most important things to do. Now, we have two types of EQs. We have subtractive and we got additive EQ. So additive, that's the first one I did. I boosted the highs, boosted this freak about 2,000 hertz, and then 300. Cut the lows. Anything under, honestly, 100 you don't really need. His vocal's very deep, so I like how it sounds.
I had a name before the rap. Shorty on my line trying to see what I
take a lot of time looking at the EQ and boosting it, bringing it down, and really listen to it, because each vocal is going to be different. Sometimes there's going to be frequencies it's going to be muddy. If it's muddy, you can cut about 250. Because he's got a good low end to his voice, I kind of like that.
Joint dry heat used to be on Southside when niggas drop G.
Like right there it sounds
niggas always try me cause they girl like
smooth.
Me.
A lot of the times you don't need to do a lot. And then a couple extra things I did. I threw on this reverb.
Joint dry heat used to be on Southside.
Always do an aux track to a reverb. So you would click your main vocal, click one of these. It duplicates the vocal, sends it here.
Joint dry heat used to
put your reverb on it.
Joint dry heat used to be on Southside when
I always cut the low end of the reverb. Turn the wet all the way up, I usually do, and then I'll cut the lows and then adjust how much of it I want.
Joint dry heat used to be on Southside when niggas drop G.
It just makes the vocal seem like he's in a room. It's not just silent and kind of you just hear the vocal. You hear little reflections and it makes it feel like he's kind of somewhere. He's in a space. You can play with all these size.
Niggas drop G. DKY, but niggas always try me cause they girl like.
That's how big the room he's in.
Joint dry heat used to be on Southside when niggas drop G. DKY, but niggas always try me.
Speaking of sounding good, we put on the soundgodizer neck. It's I treat it like a saturator almost. Like it gives it that a little bit of crunch to it. It makes it sound good. So without it,
joint dry heat used to be on Southside when niggas drop.
With it.
Joint dry heat used to be on Southside when niggas.
So you can hear it brings up the vocal, but it also kind of adds a little crunchiness, a little sparkle to it. Next, I threw on a subtractive EQ.
Joint dry heat used to be on Southside.
I boosted frequencies. You would boost it, find ones that are. Every frequency is gonna sound bad when you boost it this high. Find really sharp frequencies, and have it be really narrow. And then just bring it down a little bit.
I'm trying to see what I can clap, trying to be inside.
They're all going to sound bad. You just got to find the one that's the worst. Fruity multi-band compressor. It essentially
joint dry heat.
It's kind of like an EQ and a compressor at the same time. I think I used the bright preset. If there was a lot of space and room for delay, I would add delay, but because he's rapping, you don't really need it there. We do have
joint dry heat used to be on Southside when niggas drop
this
G.
ad-lib track
but niggas all
where he's only got a couple times where I threw it on. This one,
yeah.
So I did the same thing, compressor, EQ, just play with it. Golden rule, I'll do 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 ratio, minus 20 dB threshold, and then a little bit of gain just to even it out. I also threw on this stereo shaper plugin. And what this does, it changes where it fits in the stereo. So this is default. This is default. This is click once over, twice over. Oh, you get this wide delay.
Yeah.
Makes it a little wider, not so in front like the main vocal. It'll be like off to the sides a little bit. I always have my ad libs on that. And then we did another EQ, but this time I did the radio filter preset I personally like for my ad libs, so I threw that on there. You want to make the ad libs drastically different sometimes. I mean, sometimes you can keep them the same, but I like having them sound really different than the main vocal. Putting like a crazy filter, a megaphone, or like a radio filter is cool. But just to make it sound different, and then I also threw on this delay
So I'm up in AZ.
to the
Yeah.
And I also have the ad lib going to the same compressor and reverb too, just to give it a little more blend to that main vocal. But that is pretty much it. We're going to play it and kind of listen without the stuff and with the stuff.
So I'm up in AZ and enjoying dry heat. Used to be on Southside when niggas drop G. DKY, but niggas always try me. Cause they girl like me and they ain't like me. Just in case of work, I had a name before the rap. Shorty on my line trying to see when I could clap. Trying to be inside Shorty like Jeezy was in the trap. Doing flips and crazy shit like initiation to a frat.
We just got a compressor, EQ, sound goodizer, another EQ. You could throw on a de-esser. For his vocal, I'm not really hearing sibilance. Sibilance. I hate that word. It's sounding pretty good though. This is everything I do, I think. Main things: compressor, squish your vocal, EQ, cut out stuff you don't like, boost stuff that you do like. It's pretty much that simple. You know, I started for years not using any plugin, only stock plugins, and I found out, you know, less is more. All you really need is a fruity compressor, fruity EQ, some reverb, and that's pretty much it. You know, everything should always fit in a place in the mix, in the stereo. You don't want everything on the same. If you don't play with the stereo at all, every vocal is going to be on the same, in the same lane. Like they're all driving in the same lane. You want to merge. It's all experimental, you know, and every vocal is going to be different. So you can't just copy and paste the same EQ on every vocal, because some person might not like this frequency. But everyone has their EQ field of their natural voice, and you got to figure it. It's kind of like you just got to figure it out. Play it. Shout out Prince, by the way. Socials, music, whatnot, description. Check them out.
First YT blinding. I ain't never hiding, it ain't hard to find me. Going up in life's ladder, do levels climbing. Got a new watch, I'm on a new timing. Pouring lines in his pop, don't know when he gon' stop. Kenny's gon' get weak, then the homie gon' drop. The other homie selling 30s, better hope it's not a cop. Tryna crash out over ho, he knew she was a bot.
Booty Call Records. Working on a lot of stuff, man. We're working with multiple artists right now. Getting stuff out, getting stuff mixed, getting beats are being made, songs being written. That kind of thing. I know what y'all are thinking. I did get a haircut, and I hope y'all who are mixing with FL Stock can take something from this. If not, it's whatever. But no, Booty Call Records, this is Sona here. Thank y'all for listening, and have a great day.